Hello friends, can you think of an example which we can give for seeing things with the eyes, and yet the thing that we are seeing is not true? I'll give you one example. Something that is visible to our eyes and it is not true. Imagine you are sitting inside the train, in a moving train. What happens when you look out of the window? We see the trees and the electric poles passing by as if they are moving. But in reality, are the trees and the electrical poles moving? The answer is no. Our eyes are seeing those things, but yet our mind tells us that it is not true. It's in fact, we are moving and not the trees and electrical poles and the mountains far away. Similarly, with our feeble minds, at times when we see problems prevailing around us, like pandemics, natural disasters, poverty, what do? Our mind starts telling that, well, where is the great master? What is the great master doing? Why it is happening? Why there is poverty? Why there is pandemic? Why there are natural disasters? It's again our feeble minds that think so. I'm reminded of a small anecdote that I would like to share to put across my point. It so happened that once there was a man who used to regularly visit a temple. And whenever he used to get time, he used to sit in front of the idol that was there inside the temple. And whenever he was alone, he used to converse, he used to talk to the Lord, talk to the idol. In one such talks, one day, he conveyed to the idol that was standing there for ages. He said, "You have been standing here for ages. Aren't you getting bored?" Now he used to talk from his heart. It wasn't any kind of pretension. He felt that he was talking to the Lord. And one day he said, I want to give you an offer. You must have got pretty bored by standing here for years and years. Let us exchange the position. Let me take your position and you can have a free day for yourself. Go around, see the city, and then come back in the evening and we exchange the position. Now the Lord was happy and he spoke to this man, his worshipper, and said, well, okay, I'm ready to exchange my position. You come and take my position. Whole day you will have to stand from tomorrow. Let us do it tomorrow. And there's one condition from my side. And the worshipper said, so, dear God, whatever you say, I'm ready for it. And the God said, while standing here, you are not supposed to say anything to anyone. So you have to keep on holding yourself here. He said, well, that I can manage. And this condition also he accepted, that he will not interfere or he will not speak to anyone. So the next day came and the worshipper took Lord's position and the Lord went to have a free day for himself. Now many worshippers kept coming, praying, saying various things and going back. And this worshipper kept standing there still and listening to whatever they were saying. Now, it's one big businessman came over there. He took out his wallet and took out some money, put it in that plate that is lying in front of the idol, and he thanked God for whatever. He said, whatever you have given me, God, keep providing me, keep helping me in my earnings and all. And he went off. Just then, this man noticed that the man had forgotten his wallet over there with huge amount of money in it. He was about to give him a call, but then he remembered God's condition and he kept quiet. Soon after the businessman had left, a young girl, a very poor looking girl, came over there and said her prayers, and she also uttered few things to the Lord by saying that, "Oh Lord, I have been coming to your threshold for the past so many years. Why don't you do something for me? I'm still living in poverty in such and such place. My house in such and such places is in a very, very poor state, and when are you going to help me?" She started complaining. And just while she was complaining, her eyes fell on the wallet that was lying there, and she said, "Wow, is this gift from you, my Lord?" And she picked up the wallet, thanked the God, and left the place. Again, the man was tempted to call her back and say, "Well, this is not for you." But then again, he remembered the condition and he kept quiet. As the day passed by, he kept on standing there listening to various kind of conditions, various kind of prayers that were being uttered. At times he was getting tempted to say something, to interrupt them, but he maintained his position as he had promised the Lord. Towards the evening time, a young man, a handsome man, came over there, and he also thanked the Lord, and he said, "Well, my prayers are heard. Ultimately, tomorrow I am going to sail my first ship." He was in the Navy. He said, "Tomorrow I am going to sail my first ship as the captain, and thank you so much for that." And he went off. Just when he was going out, somehow the police came over there along with the businessman, and for some unknown reason the businessman doubted on that man, handsome man who had come, and he conveyed to the police that this is the man, probably I had left my wallet over here and he must have picked it up. So the man kept on saying that, "I haven't taken it, I haven't even seen what was lying over there, believe in me." But the police didn't believe in him, and the police was going to arrest him. Now this was little too much for the man who was standing there, and he said to himself that if I am not going to speak now, probably God, when he comes back, he will be upset. I need to be proactive now. God had asked me to keep quiet, but not to overlook these faults. This innocent man is going to be caught. So he interrupted. He conveyed to them that, well, I am standing over here, whatever reasons he gave for that, but he couldn't see injustice being done over there. And he said, this money has not been taken, the wallet has not been picked up by this man, but by that girl who lives there and there, because he had heard the girl conveying to him about her house. So when he gave away the address of that girl, the police let this man go. They went and they must have arrested, and so on and so forth. So towards the late evening, the Lord, after having moved around in the town, came back, and when he was about to exchange his position, he asked the man, "How was the day?" And the man conveyed everything, hoping that Lord will be very pleased with him. And you know what the Lord said? "You have looked at the things with a very, very feeble mind, as you always do, as all human beings tend to do." He said, "Well, sir, I have done my work. I haven't done anything wrong." He said, "No." The rich man was quite rich enough. He had good amount of money with him. If he had lost the money that was there in the wallet, it wasn't going to be a big loss for him. The girl, I had made this providence for her to get that amount, so as a help for her. that would have helped her to build the house and face the monsoon which was soon going to come. But by putting her into the jail, getting her go to the jail, you have disturbed the plan. And then this man said, what about the sailor? Sailor was innocent. I saved him from going to the jail. He said, no, my dear, you didn't save him. Actually, tomorrow, when he would have been sailing, there was a big storm in the ocean that is there, and his ship would get caught. And now I have to rethink and redo everything. You haven't done the right thing, my dear. So to end the story over here, I just shared this to put a perspective in our minds that when we are looking around, at times we feel that where is the great Lord, the great power, the great energy? Why these things are happening in this way? We have a very, very low perspective as far as the whole universe is concerned. God has His own plans. We cannot even fathom His ways. So next time you have to doubt the Lord's ways, think about this little story and never do that. Whatever is happening happens for good. Tera pahna meetha lage, har naam padarat nanak mange. We need to accept His command, live by it. Kiv sachara hoye, kiv kure tepal, hukum rajai chalna, nanak likhya naal. Whatever is His command, we need to learn to live and abide by it. That is the only way where we can have peace of mind. Thank you very much. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.